seduction, sex, lifestyle. For the true player at heart, Global SLR presents the real kings of pickup. Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Be the best and fuck the rest.
All right, this is another kick-ass call with the real kings of pickup. I'm Vince Hollywood Kelvin with my co-host and spiritual brother, Arash Zipar motherfucking Dibazar. It's a very, very special night because in less than an hour, we are going to do a Halloween special with Frank White. And if you guys are not registered yet, by the time you hear the podcast, it's too late. If you're registered tonight, I know a few of you are on the call with us. You're going to be with us later on. So super exciting. We're going to take questions in just a sec. And Arash, I know you're psyched, and what's new and exciting?
Well, brother, in about 45 minutes, we're going to be entering a whole new world for our Halloween event. And, I mean, I'm there right now. So what's new and exciting? I wrote a status right now. Maybe that'll say it. So here's what I just wrote right before we got on. I wrote, this is my state of mind at the moment. I said, in my vengeance, I shall have no mercy. This is my promise to those who have tried to harm me. It's now my turn. So that's where I'm at. Let's get going. With this attitude, I'm telling you, getting women is nothing for you guys. Being rich is nothing for you guys. You have bigger goals in life. So those are little things. Those are little things you have to get done along the way to living your life. And how are you, brother? What's going on?
Wow. You know, I'm communicating with a few of the participants tonight. I'm super psyched. It's surreal what's happening. And I'm on just a few hours of sleep. I woke up. It's funny because at about 3 a.m. I opened my eyes and I didn't have a clock exactly next to me, but my level of excitement for life was so great. I was certain that my alarm was about to go on. I was certain that it was about 6:30 a.m. But no, it was 3 a.m. So I started my routine. I jumped on my feet. I did my rituals, my prayers that I do every morning and so on. And suddenly by the time I made it to the kitchen, I look at the clock and I go, oh, it's 3 a.m. But I just continued. Wow. So the flow is, it's amazing. I think we should start to take some questions. Gentlemen, the call will be brief tonight. So we're ready for questions.
Vince, it's Mitch. Got a question.
Yes, Mitch.
Okay. I see a girl in a costume. I'm at a marathon. I approach her. I say, oh, I want to take a picture. She says, great, as long as you're in it. We take the picture. She says, I want to walk to see my friends. I join her. She introduces me to her friends, hanging out with her friends for a couple minutes. Question, how do I know how long I could stay in that social interaction before I should leave and go about my business? Because when I first met her, I said I was looking for my friends. How could I tell how long I should stay there?
For as long as you want, with awareness of consequences and what's most likely to happen. Keep it simple, okay? You got to remember one thing. The majority of people out there will not come up with the concern of, is that okay if I talk to Mitchell longer or not? And women will not. Women leave, arrive whenever they fucking want. Okay? They don't have that concern that maybe I'm staying too long with that guy. So for you, you got to first be aware that most likely at some point, most guys would stay too long. So you anticipate and you can still stay for as long as you want. What makes you a superior man is the awareness of it. Okay?
So how do I develop that?
It doesn't make you a superior, but you already have it. Not everything is a how, like you got to find a cure for cancer or teletransport yourself to another planet. Somehow, as you get a hang of it, you start a little bit, you know, you make a mental note, you write it in your hand, you write, okay, remember, there's going to be that moment in my interactions when most guys would stay without being aware. I'm going to stay and be aware. So I'm going to be, well, anyway, are you trying to kidnap me? You know what? You fun. I'll stay just a little bit longer. Boom. Taken care of. And then that's all that you need. So you're still overly geared towards, number one, pleasing others. Number two, a false sense of what social expectations should be. Very few are going to be concerned that they stay too long for you. And number three, you need to remind yourself that most likely that time will come, and when it comes, you can do anything that you want with it. Okay? I changed my mind. I decided I'm going to stay just because you're so cute. All right, I'll stay 1 more minute. Well, you know, you're here with your friend, the proper thing to do. Most overly polite people would say, oh, I got to go now, to excuse themselves. But me, I feel like I want to stay for a little bit longer. Okay? So I will pass it to Arash.
Yes, I agree with all that. I would also approach, I get introduced, start off the conversation really well, and then I would say, it's a pleasure meeting you guys. I'll be right back. I have some friends of mine that are also wanting some of my time, so I'm going to go around, say hi to everybody, and I'll be back, okay? Blah, blah, blah. And I would go for more reason than just one. I do want to go around the venue and plant my seeds everywhere, because I don't want to get stuck on the first one, even if they're really good, I mean, unless we're looking at, like, the girl of my dreams, then I'm going to stick it out. But that's so rare. So other than that, I'm going to go around. Even the girl of my dreams, like my fucking girlfriend right now, my new girlfriend, Jess. I didn't just stick to her. She was at Hooters, and I actually got 3 phone numbers that day. She was just one of them, and I got them right in front of her. So for my way of being is that I'm going to go around and spread my seeds everywhere and keep watering these seeds, because other things will come out of it. That's my strategy for being social. I don't want to just water the same plant over and over and over when there's all these other opportunities. So that's the way I go about it.
Thanks, Arash.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Love it. So, who's taking the next question, gentlemen?
I'll take it. This is Philly Will. You guys both have your own places. How important is it to have that as a seduction artist versus have a place with a roommate?
Would you restate your question? I did not fully register it.
Sure. You guys both have your own places, and I'm wondering how important it is, if you want to be a good seduction artist, to have your own place versus have a place with roommates.
Oh, okay. I got it. So I'm assuming you're telling us you currently have a place with roommates.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. You can be successful anywhere. It's always a matter of utilizing. Okay? You can even be successful if you don't have a place. And you can make women laugh. I went to Sydney, Australia, many years ago, and I didn't have enough money to have a hotel at night. I tried to crash on the sofas at the hotel where the event I was going to with Tony Robbins was. They wouldn't let me do that. So then after that, I would go to women. I would say, I'm partially flirting with you and partially in need of a place to stay tonight. Ha, ha, ha. And I would end up staying at girls. Okay. So it is preferable for you as well that eventually you either, I would aim for one or two things. There are people who like to have people around. Okay. So then I would aim for the next rendition of that, like boosted, a nice little, maybe I'll give you an example, nice little house on the beach, and there's a couple cool people living there, and they bring people, and you bring people, okay? Or your place where it's your own rules, when you want, however the fuck you want, and at the same time, from wherever you're at, you can thrive. At Project Hollywood, the interns were sleeping on bed bunks in the garage. All of them used that as an excuse to never pull a girl. One was a little bit more open-minded. I trained him on what to do, and time after time again, he would bring girls to have them stay with him on a bunk bed in a garage, and all of them thought it was the adventure of a lifetime, just like in college. Ha, ha, ha. Okay? So, I will pass it to Arash.
I think that it depends on who you're being. You could be that guy who goes around and fucks girls in their own houses, in their friends' houses, in the shower, in the bathroom. I've been with guys like that. I have been with guys who have had that level. One of those guys is Nick Hawk. You guys know Nick Hawk from the Showtime Gigolo? Him and I have now a couple of nights in a row, and without giving details of another man's life and what we did, the experiences we had did not have necessarily locations. They had bathrooms, they had pool tables, they had couches, right? And I've been in a hotel room where 2-3 people are fucking on the same bed. So, but there's that guy who is exciting like that. You get it? Then there's that guy who has his own place, is established. She comes over, he fucks the shit out of her, and he's fucking 30 other people. He's like Dan Bilzerian, the billionaire, right? That's different. It's different. It's a different being that he's being. There's that guy who fucking in the club is banging chicks in the bathroom. So it's not so much that it's so important to have your place. It's important to have your place to be congruent with who you are. So depends who you are, what character role you could say you're being, and that's always interchangeable if you don't like it, and it grows. I'm not the same guy I was, fucking 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I'm not. And in that sense, it's very important if you're that guy who's pretending or being the guy who is, hey, I'm established, I have my own place, blah, blah, blah. So if you don't have that, then you look to see what it is you do have, and without apology, you're that guy. You know what I mean? You just fucking fuck wherever the fuck you want. We were at Hooters a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to the waitress, and she said she's going to Vegas. I said, okay. She goes, yeah, I'm rooming with like 7 people. I said, whoa, how many guys? She goes, all of them are guys. And I looked at her and I said, what? I go, what the fuck? I go, now I'm wondering who you're going to be fucking that night. She goes, my boyfriend. I said, well, is your boyfriend going? She goes, yeah. I go, where's he staying? She goes, in the room with us. I said, so him and 6 other guys. She said, yes, we know all of them. I go, and you're going to fuck him? She goes, yeah, I don't care. That's like kind of like the way it is. Or we go to the shower and it's exciting, everybody falls asleep. So you see, and she was a beautiful white girl with a banging body. So you got to just kind of open your reality and go, it's not actually what you think it is, guys. I mean, this is what the event is going to be right now, like literally in fucking 25 minutes or so. You're going to step into a new reality. You're observing it from one perspective, and there's 1,000 other more other perspectives. So that's my answer for it.
Thank you, guys.
So we're ready for the next question. We'll give it just a second. If not, we'll ask each other questions. Okay, so I'll pitch in something, and then I'll pass it to Arash. It's very important, gentlemen, to know that part of your progress is going to come from a very sharp decision, okay, where you're going to have to resolve. So in the case of the gentleman who just asked the question, you could very well say, that's it, I've had it, I'm getting my own place. Now, that's one mode of operation. The other mode of operation is start to grow from wherever you're at, So maybe you have roommates right now, but you can tighten up the rules a little bit with them to make it more friendly to your own operations. You can pimp up a little area of yours there, You can come up with some agreement. Hey, I got this girl this weekend. You think that's okay if you stay? When are you going with your family? Stuff like that. That's not the details that I'm talking about that matter, really. What matters is to know that don't be like those guys who want a complete change in one shot and miss out because they don't start to tackle things, to tweak them, to play around a little bit. And the core frames are often off, This is an art that you develop by discovering. There's certain disciplines that need to be done perfectly. I mean, a guy could still go, okay, I'm going to try to pass the bar exam, and they show up. Did you study? Not really. I'm just going to give it a shot. They will be free to do that. I don't know how efficient it would be. But like in your situation, Mitchell, it's absolutely fine, if maybe you stay too long and she gets a little weird and you make a distinction, that's how you get good. Okay? You gotta remember that. So, well, Arash, we're on in just a moment. In the meantime, I'll pass it to you, and I won't even do it in the form of a question because I'm sure you have so much going on right now that I'll let you take it wherever you want to.
Okay, I will take it. If you guys take a look at it, ultimately you're asking a state of mind question with two parts to it. One, what should your state of mind be? And two, what do you do about the woman's state of mind? You know, because if she's in a state of mind where she wants you, it's her mind, right? She's looking at you. She wants to be with you. What's love? Love is like her looking at you and seeing all her wishes fulfilled, her values fulfilled, all that shit, right? So you're looking at two different questions here. One is, what should my state of mind be when I approach a girl, when I kiss a girl, when she rejects me, when I'm in a social environment? All those things could be brought down to what should my state of mind be? And two, you're asking, when she does this, or when she asks that, or when she looks like this, what do I do about her state of mind? And so once we understand this, then it's a matter of saying, like, okay, what should my state of mind be when I'm playing football or basketball or playing a music instrument, or I'm a technician for a computer? Look, there's the technique of handling another human being. And these are actual physical things. Like if you stand too close to somebody, if your breath is bad, if you touch them wrong, if you touch them in the wrong areas, if you're dressed wrong, if your voice sounds like this, or if your voice sounds like this. These are all very physical attributes that you should know and practice. Now, these physical attributes are very easy. And just like any practitioner of any art, you need to study them, discover them. That we're in Google age. Everybody has information. Go find them, practice them. Then it comes down to your state of mind. What should your state of mind be to all these things? And it's like everybody's looking for that one answer, that one state of mind that would resolve the whole situation. Is there one state of mind? I believe that there is, and I believe once you get that, then there's one under it. And then you get that, and then there's one under it. But you won't have access to the lowest until you can own one of those states of mind. So if I tell you, for example, right now, you have to own yourself. You have to own your life without apology. I'll give you an example of this. You've seen. When I got in contact with Zafar, I had no problem. I changed my Facebook name to Arash Dibazar. I made a video. I said it was Zafar Wes. I got 6-7 tattoos of Zafar and his commander, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And when I met my newest girlfriend, I told her, hey, this is who I am. I have a pact with a demon. I went through the whole thing the very first day. She didn't even know who I was. And that's owning my life. And you see it with Vince right now as Aphrodite's Prince, with the new program, with what he's going to teach tonight, with who he is. That's just what it is. That's owning your life. Now, that's not the ultimate level, but you need to get there. Because once you get that, then there's like the next level of it. So I want you to ask yourself this basic question. What state of mind do you know because you've heard it from one of the teachers and it's made sense to you? And you were like, yes, I need to have this. This one, whatever this is, it is your task now to manifest this state of mind. You have to practice it. Once you start owning it and being it, then the next level will become obvious. Because I believe that just like playing a musical instrument or martial art or anything else, you have to step by step learn these levels. And I think many people are jumping too many levels. So take a look and ask yourself this basic question. What is a state of mind that is accessible to you right now that's going to improve your condition more than what it is right now? This is the next one, everybody. This is the next one. And then I do want to say it's 6:26 p.m. California time right now. In about 25 minutes, we're going to do a 2-day event, myself, Vince, and Frank. And we've been preparing for days for this. You guys don't understand the phone calls behind the scenes, the talks we have, and what we do about it. And if you have not registered for this yet, you must register for it. If you're on this call, you must register for it because it's going to blow your mind. We're going to come at you from angles that you can't even imagine. Okay, and the word angles and the word angels are very close to each other, so be aware of that. So that's it for now, Vince. That's all I got to say.
Okay, so guys, we'll give you one last chance to ask a question or bring up a situation or a request or clarification, and we will have to get going shortly. So,
Vince, it's Mitch again.
Yes, Mitchell.
Okay. what I was advised by Frank through the work that I did, he said, go to high value places and to meet women. I didn't get a chance to ask him at the time, or actually through the spirit Vinay, who I was working with. But what do you consider, both for you and Arash, what do you men consider as high value places? Like hotel bars would be one of them. What other places?
Well, it's always best when somebody gives you a recommendation to clarify directly with them, because even those who work closely may not have all the distinctions. Now, if you do ask me, aside from the recommendation, what I think would be high-value places, you are in D.C., there's a lot of phenomenal hotels. I remember once we were doing a boot camp and we're stranded with, as an only option, the one where the president stays all the time. The lobbies are phenomenal. Yeah. Lobby, not necessarily the bar. Bars, I mean, people, you can go to, it's not always the highest value people in the high value venue. There's also a couple guys that go in DC, you may know them, go to a variety of fashion show or art show, or that would be my take, So, and you should clarify, as you continue to work with Frank, you should ask him to ask that question again, where specifically. But then again also, Mitchell, I think an important aspect for you and for many is the ability to gauge, okay? Just the same way you can take a pencil and you can brush the pencil so lightly on the paper that almost no trace is left, or you can press so hard that it passes through the paper and it breaks it and it's on the other side. There's always a margin. So you need to check in with yourself when there's an assignment and have a scale to kind of measure the level of intensity required at the level of reflection, because some things don't have to be done perfectly again, okay? So you find one slightly more high value place, or you even get going doing pickup would be like, somebody made a strange recommendation to me. You, well dressed like you are. Allow me to ask you a quick question. Somebody made a strange recommendation to me the other day. They suggested that a person like me should hang out in high value places. Now, you're so well dressed, I'm curious if you have any sense of what a high value place would be in our beautiful city. I mean, and you heard Michelle when I said any sense, that means this way it's not a compliment. You're challenging her. So, you don't always have to find the perfect how and have it all in place. I think there's an element of being a renegade to do pickup well, to thrive with social arts, where you embark on an adventure and a journey without being fully equipped. You just go and you're going to manage. You start crossing the desert, and you don't exactly, climbing a mountain, you don't exactly have the equipment and the gear to go there, but you go, I'm sure I'll manage. I'll grab something along the way and it will come together. I've also was listening to a fascinating recording today where it was a gathering of really superstar therapists from the past that were reflecting on a letter written by one of my former mentors. And one thing that they were saying is that we're equipped with different mechanisms that are not easy to gauge because they're not tangible. If we have a table and we got to carry that table, it's easy to say, okay, it's going to two guys to carry that table, one guy or whatever. But when it comes to your body giving you a signal to make sure you're okay, oftentimes they were saying that the signal initially is the same than if, let's say, one guy is walking late at night, suddenly three people show up with weapons, or one guy is standing awkwardly close to some other people that may not fully appreciate it. Okay? So you got to keep in mind that it's important to gauge and go, okay, well, that one should be fairly easy. So I'll pass it to Arash, and that probably will be the end of our call after that. So.
Yeah, I agree with the answer that the question should be answered by Frank and whoever he channels. However, okay, so there's that. But now let's say I'm asked the basic question, which is, Arash, where do you consider high-value woman would be hanging out at? I would say it would have to be what kind of woman we're looking at, right? There was a time in my life where I was into strippers. And so at that moment, they were in strip clubs. There was a time in my life where it was hired gun. So I was always at the restaurants and malls catching them, fishing for them, you know. And during those times, I found value in different types of women. Now I have my view is shifting again. I'm looking for girls that are business oriented in their minds and future oriented and goal oriented. Like I want my next girlfriend to be somebody that what she sees in me, what I'm looking for, is somebody who sees in me a future of stability and career. Now that may sound kind of weird to you guys because you're trying to fall in love. I'm not. You know, I understand how love works. So at least from my perspective. So that's what I'm now. Now I would find my high value women. I'm honestly looking to see where I can find them. Where am I going to find these women that are career oriented? So as I watch through Facebook, as I meet new women, as people introduce me to new people, my qualification questions are different. I ask them about their future. I ask to see what their careers are. You know, what do you want to do? What do you see yourself for 5 to 10 years? And I'm actually interviewing for girlfriend positions in this case. Because I want that one who just can see the value in a man who's as sharp as I am in business and as sharp as I am when it comes to conquering my enemies and my competition. So in this case, I would say define what value to you is, and you'll find the women in that area wherever they are. That's it.
Got it. Thank you both.
It's our pleasure. I know, Michelle, you're going to be joining us. So, gentlemen, last chance to join. Forgive us, those who are listening to the podcast afterwards. Your next nearest chance, if you're listening to the podcast, you hear about this Halloween event, you go, oh, damn it, that was last week, will be the mention event. We'll mention the mention more. You can always contact us. It's November 18, 19, and 20th. Mention 15 students and 5 of us. Arash, myself, Frank White, the pimp, Kevin, and as well as James Hyman. So, meanwhile, for those who are here live with us, we can take 1-2 more regular registration or VIP. We start in 25 minutes. And also, Arash mentioned it a moment ago, the most thorough approach to pick up, to make sure you make a lot of progress 30 days at the time, ran through Seductive Instinct. You go to seductiveinstinct.com to find out more about Aphrodite's Prince. It will be extremely thorough. You know, I decided the way I'm going to run it, we have an hour a week that will be recorded, so you get it afterwards. You get assignments and also a chat room. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to consider that the hour is one interaction all the way from opening to sex. So the first 5 minutes will be one exercise on how to put yourself in state, or the stuff that those guys talk about. I don't view it that way, but I will help you so you have the proper mindset. The next thing is like, okay, now we start to open. Each week an idea would be given. Based on that idea, how do you continue? How do you escalate? How do you close? How do you pull her? What do you do when you arrive? And we'll aim at doing a street to sex or nightclub to sex in 1 hour. And we'll drill that week after week. So during the course of 1 month, you'll have 4 different road maps of how you could go. You'll be able to watch it again and listen. It's going to be deadly. And then on a daily basis, you can check in with me to make sure that you understand, that you're practicing, and I'll make little videos to say, come on, you guys, did you do your assignment today? And so on. So in a way, it's like an entire 30-day at a time to take it to the highest level that you can with your pickup. So you'll find that at Seductive Instinct, along with all of the other amazing programs that are offered over there. And meanwhile, Arash, we do a quick sound check in a few minutes, and I thank you so much, brother. It's very exciting. I can tell your frequency is like right there already.
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go. I'll see you real soon.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
You've been listening to The Real Kings of Pickup with Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Brought to you by www.globalslr.com. Call live every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to get your questions answered. Just dial 701-801-1220. Then enter 129-779-160, followed by the pound key. To get your free pickup starters kit, go to www.seductioncoaching.com. Now, and remember, stay sexy.